Hey everyone, Christina here. Welcome back. Or if this is your first time, welcome. This is an awesome educational channel for you guys to learn, obviously math, right? But we got physics and chem videos on the website as well. You could also check out our website to find out, more goodies that we got for you. My brother and I really do appreciate you guys. And thank you so much for coming here to get your educational needs. But without further ado, let's talk about a systems of equations, everyone's favorite, a word problem, and we got some money involved in it. So this will be fun. Let's get started, right? So the question says, if an investor invests a total of $25,000 into two bonds, one that pays 3% simple interest and the other one that pays 2 7/8% interest, and the investor earns $737.50 of total annual interest. That's pretty cool. But the question is, how much was invested in each account? Okay. Now, if we're dealing with a word problem, right, especially in math class, we're thinking word problem, where's the formula? Give me the formula. I don't see it. But, that probably means, you know what that means, right? We got to make a formula. And that's why probably word problems, everybody hates them, right? Because it's just easy to get, give me the formula and let's do the problem. So in this case, we got to do the extra step. We got to make the formula, but then it's all good, right? So let's start. Now, always write down your variables. That's the number one piece of advice that I could give you guys. So in this case, the question was asking, how much was invested in each account, right? They said that this investor, whoever it is, put a total of $25,000 into two different bonds. Now, if we're thinking about it, the bonds is what was being invested. So in this case, this person was investing in bonds, not stocks, but that's that. Now, we could use any variable, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, K. No, that's not how the alphabet goes, Christina. Thank you. But anyway, you could use any letter. Me, personally, I'm going to use the letter that we all know, right? We start off with X. And I'm going to let X equals how much we invested in one account. Keep in mind that we got two accounts, right? Two bonds, two accounts. So I'm going to say let X equal the amount that was invested in one account. So amount that was, amount that was invested in one account. Maybe I'll say ONE. Okay. And now we're ready to do the other variable, right? Because we want to know how much was in each. X is going to be labeled as one account. And now, for my second variable, right, if I say that I'm going to give X again, that means that these will be the same amount. But I don't know that, right? Maybe this isn't an even split. Maybe it was 10,000 in one account and 15,000 in another. So we can't say necessarily two X's. You got to choose a different letter. But in this case, maybe I'll go for Y. So we got X's and Y's. X is the amount that's in one count, one account, and Y is the amount that was invested in the other account. Okay. In the other. And maybe we could even be more specific, right? This one is the amount that was invested in one count. Maybe we'll say that this one is the one that paid the 3% interest. Just so that we're being a little bit more specific. And then the Y one is the one that only paid a little bit, very, very similar, but this one paid 2 7/8% interest. Okay, now with word problems and variables, the idea here is that the number of variables that you have equals the number of formulas. So in this case, we have two different variables. One is X and one is Y, which means that we have to write two equations. Okay, so let's go for it. Let's do equation number 1. So I'm just going to start from the beginning, right? In the beginning, it said that the investor invested a total of $25,000. So I know that whatever this amount was, X, plus the other amount that was invested had to equal what? Yeah, the total has to equal 25,000. So maybe we could start off with that. We could say, okay, whatever the amount that I invested in the 3% interest one, plus the amount that was invested in the 7 7/8% one has to equal $25,000. And that's the first equation. Beautiful. Now let's do equation 2. Now this one is a little bit more challenging, but this is where we're going to start using the 3%. Now the first thing is usually in math, right? When you're starting to do equations, we usually don't like to do anything to deal with percents. Percents are beautiful to look at and to understand in terms of like an actual word problem, but when you're doing the math, we usually turn the percents into decimals. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the 3% into a decimal, and all you got to do is just divide by 100, or you could move the decimal to the left 2 times. So 3% is... Now this one may look deceiving, because by looking at this, it looks like the 2 is being multiplied by the 7/8. However, with these type of fractions, we say it as 2 and 7/8. And anytime that you see the word and, right, that always means addition. So really, this is 2 plus an additional 7/8. So 2 plus 7/8 percent is 2.875. But that's still the percentage. So still, we have to divide by 100. Take that percentage out of its percentage form and do the fraction, right? So this would be 0.02875. Okay, now since we have the 2 percentages in their decimal form, now we can write our second equation, right? Now, just pay attention to the wording here, right? It says the one investment, right? The one investment was the X value, and that paid out 3%. So whatever we put in, we got out 3% of what we put in. And if we wanted to find out how much that was, that's multiplication, right? 0.03 times X. So that's the first part, 0.03 times X. And now they have that word and. So we just said that and is addition. And the other one is mentioning that that's the Y guy. The Y paid the 2 and the 7/8%. So if I wanted to find out how much total money I'm going to make there, I'm going to add the 0.02875 and times that by the Y value. And because of that, the investor earned, so that's what it equaled to, $737.50. So 737.50. And voila, we now have the second equation. But now we have 2 equations. Ooh, what happened there? 2 equations, right, with 2 variables. Remember, in algebra, we only can solve for x equals or y equals. So we're going to have to get rid of one of these equations. And usually, if you just have just an x value, right, there's no like 2x or 3x, or just a y value, what I would always do is I would make that equation into just x equals or just y equals. So I guess since the x value is here, I'm going to just get x equals. So by doing that, I have to subtract the y value on both sides. And we'll put a line there. Whee! Maybe bring this down a little bit. And now, this is x equals 25,000 minus the y value. Now, why would we have to do that? Well, now I know what the x value actually equals. The x value equals 25,000 minus y. And in my second equation, I can get rid of this x value because I now know that the x value equals 25,000 minus y. So we're using the substitution method. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out the x value and put in 25,000 minus y into this equation. So maybe I'll start over here. 0.03 times, here comes the x value from the other equation, 25,000 minus y, plus, and now just keep going with it. So plus 0.02875, that's being times by the y value. And that all equals 737.50. Now we just have y's in our equation and we can solve. So seems like we're doing a little bit of distributing here. So 0.03 times 25,000, what is that, 750? So we got 750 minus 0.03 times y plus 0.02875 times by y. So think about what we have to do with those y values. Y, I don't know, because it's math. But we have to simplify this, right? So 750 negative 0.03 plus 0.02875. That looks good to me, right? Just want to make sure that I have all the numbers right. This is 0.0. Yes, and that's 0.03. Okay. Minus 0.00125, and that's y. And that's going to equal 737.50. Get the y's on both sides, so we're going to minus 750 on both sides, and then I'm just going to go to the next line on that, right? So this would be negative 0.00125 times y equals whatever that is, 50 cents, that's 38, 2, and 2, maybe? Let's see. 37.50 minus 750. Oh boy. Oh boy. 750. Yeah, the 2.5. So negative 12.5. And divide on both sides by this. Two negatives make a positive, so we're doing well. And this is going to tell us how much the investor put in the Y account. That was the 2 7/8%. So this number divided by negative 0.00125. Okay, so they put 10,000 in the Y account. So let's just put that there. So I put 10,000 into the Y. And now, so this guy is going to be $10,000. Now, we can find out how much, this investor put into the 3% interest account by using one of your equations. Now, in this case, we already know what x equals, right? X equals 25,000 minus y. So if we just say x equals 25,000 minus what we just found out, which is 10,000, we're going to do the math, right? And that tells me that they put 15,000 into the other account. So you have the 3% interest. They put 15,000 in that account. And then they put the other 10,000 in the 2 and the 7/8% account. And the total they invested is 25,000. And that is it. What'd you think? I hope this helped. Thank you so much for viewing the video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to help us out. And yeah, I look forward to helping you with more problems. And good luck on all your tests and quizzes. Keep studying hard. I believe in you guys. You guys are going to do great in school. We always got your back. Okay? All right. Also, I would like to give a huge shout out to Maricela. Thank you so much for being a member to the channel. Your support means a lot to my brother and me, and we're thrilled to have you be a part of this amazing community. Memberships are open on the channel, and if you want to become a member, just click that join button, which can be found below on any video if you're watching on your desktop, or it can be found on the overall channel page too. For all of you that want your name shown in the video, don't forget to choose the gold tier or higher. Thank you so much for considering, and have a great day. Talk to you in the next lesson. Bye-bye!